The battlefield's silence was a deafening roar in the queen's ears. Her daughter, the fierce, cat-like princess who led her soldiers with unmatched strength, was gone. A single strike had ended her life, shattering not just the queen's bloodline, but the very spirit of her people. The queen had ordered the retreat, the sacrifices, the mourning, but nothing could bring her back. The palace walls grew heavy with grief as days turned into weeks. Sitting on her throne, the queen watched her empire crumble. Her daughter's death hadn't just taken a warrior. It had stolen their will to fight. She had lost her most trusted general, her protector, her child. Her heart was a hollow, empty cavern. Then, news arrived. A lone human had appeared on the kingdom's edge. No one knew how they slipped past the defenses, or what they wanted, but in their hands, they held a small piece of cloth, stained with blood but unmistakably belonging to the lost princess. The human didn't speak their language. Their clothes were strange, their face unfamiliar, yet they carried the small scrap of fabric as if it were the most precious treasure in the world. A flicker of curiosity burned through the queen's suffocating grief. She summoned them. When the human entered the throne room, they didn't bow or beg. They stood tall, silent, their eyes locked on the queen. They simply extended their hand, offering the cloth. The queen looked from the fabric to the human's face. It was a face etched with sorrow, yet their eyes held a fiery determination. In broken words, the human spoke. "I found her. I couldn't save her, but I brought her home." The queen's heart froze. This stranger, this human, had found her daughter's body. Instead of leaving it on the battlefield, they had carried it through the chaos of war, just to return it to a place where it was loved. The queen had lost everything, but this human had brought something back. It wasn't just a body. It was a memory of a time when peace felt possible. It was a reminder that even in the darkest of moments, some would sacrifice everything to right a wrong. The queen sank to her knees before the human, speechless. Tears fell, not just for her loss, but for the return of something she thought was gone forever. Hope. She took the cloth, holding it close, the weight on her soul finally beginning to lift. The human didn't stay long. Their mission was complete. As they turned to leave, the queen rose. She had seen true courage in their eyes, the will to fight for something beyond oneself. She couldn't show her people weakness now. She couldn't let them see her fall. Wiping her tears, she made a decision. She would lead. She would honor her daughter's legacy. This stranger had given her back her strength. Through their silent, perilous journey, they had reminded her that life, even in the face of death, holds profound meaning. The human left, and the queen stood alone, clutching the piece of cloth. But she was no longer alone in spirit. The legacy of her daughter, her own renewed strength, and the quiet act of a stranger would now guide her forward. In the end, it wasn't the size of her armies or the outcomes of battles that defined her empire. It was this simple act of returning something precious that reminded a queen and her people of the enduring power of love, sacrifice, and a spirit that could never truly be defeated.